everybody, welcome back to my channel, Crochet Hobby Lot, and we are going to start on the head of Doris Sloth today. There's a little note in here that I want to read to you about the head because we're going to be doing color changes. So the head includes the color changes, and changing the color is we're going to do on the last yarn over of the previous color, and I'll explain that and show it to you when we get to that part, to that section of this of the head. So let's get started. We're going to do our we have to do our magic ring. So if everyone remembers how to do this magic ring, and all I do is wrap it around these two fingers here, and I'm going to cross it like that. I'm going to go on in between my fingers. I'm going to pull this through, and then this is my end here of the yarn, so I'm going to keep that there going that way, and this is our yarn that we're going to work with, and we're just going to do a quick stitch there, and we'll straighten this hoop out. There's the one, go through the loop and pull through again. And that's going to be our two on the ring. Now we're three. We're going to pull our ring, tighten it up, that's shown, but I'm going to try to pull it as tight as I can. I want to keep that closed as well as good as it. Okay, so we have our 6 stitches here around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to carry this around just for a couple stitches, our tail here, and I'm going to get into this first one, and this is going to be our round 2, so we are going to do 2 single crochets into each stitch around. Okay, so make sure you have this over top, so we're hiding it in, and we're going to pull through this first stitch and do the double crochet. Make sure that your loop is still at your end is still in there, coming with you. We're going to go back into the same stitch, pull through, make sure you have that end in there in between, and we're going to go ahead and pull through for that single crochet, and then go on to the next one. I think after this one, I'm going to go ahead and snip out this tail because we don't have to bring it with us any further, really. one in there, 2 in there, and we're going to continue around till we have 12 stitches, and I'll meet you back here. I am going to go ahead and snip this out of here too at this time, so I'll show you here. I'm just going to take the end and snip it out. So we don't got to bring that along with us any longer. And that little end in there, I can hide it very easily. But keep on going. Okay, I am back, and I have my stitch marker in place. I have my 12 stitches around, and we are ready to go on to round 3. Moving right along here, and we're going to do 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets together in the next stitch, and we're going to do that 6 times, and that's going to leave you with 18 stitches this time. So we're going to go ahead and start this into our next stitch here. We're going to do 1, 2 into the same one. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm incorrect. It's 1. It's a little bit backwards from what we did last time. So we're going to do 1 single crochet to increase, and then we're going to go 2. Okay, so then we're going to go 2 into here, into the next one. So 1, 2. So that was 2 stitches we went into, but now we have 3 stitches on the round. So then we're going to go another 1, and then another 2 into the next one. So we're working our pattern around 6 times. Alright, and when you get to the 18 stitches, I will meet you right back here. Okay, so we're going to be going on to round 4 for this one, but I did want to show you, this is why I hate this thicker yarn, but it's harder to get the middle to close up. That's why I start out very tightly when I first start in my rounds with this thicker yarn. But you can see where we hid the yarn inside here. It makes it much more lumpier, I guess you would call it, inside of our stitches, and that sometimes that bothers me. If it doesn't look right to me, I will start over, or I try to make it as tight as I possibly can so that the hole stays closed. And I did come around a little bit with it, and it looks thicker, but it kind of closes it up pretty well for me. So Now I can loosen my stitches up a little bit more now that I'm away from that center. So for round number 4, we're going to do 2 single crochets, and that's going to be in the next stitch. It's a little confusing to me a little bit what I'm reading here, but it's going to be 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, and every pattern is going to tell you what to do, but it might tell you in a different form or fashion. And the pattern that I'm getting out of this book was, I think, geared more to UK. So the way that they show a lot of the pattern, it gets a little confusing to me. So you'll run into it quite often where you don't understand what the pattern's trying to tell you. You might have to read it over and over to understand exactly what they're telling you to do. And quite often I have that problem of the understanding, because everybody does it differently. But anyway, I do list it on the side of the screen with each video so that it is more understanding for you, and I write out everything. I don't give you abbreviations, but I'm willing to teach you the abbreviations if you want to, for your reference when you are reading a pattern. But you can always go to my blog as well, which is Crochet a Hobby Lot, and there I have a lot of information listed. So I do try to keep you informed and educated and learning along the way. So anytime that there's something that you are unsure of, I do try to make it as clear as I possibly can. And if it's not clear, if you don't understand, please leave me a message. Leave me a comment. I'll return within the next business day. I should be able to get some kind of information to you to help you out. So I did my 2 single crochets into each stitch. Now I'm doing the 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and with this round we are going to continue 6 times around, and we're going to come up with 24 stitches. So don't forget, it's going to be 1 stitch into the V, and in the next V we're going to put 1 stitch. We're going to do 1 single crochet, and then our next stitch here we are going to double it up. We're going to increase it, and that's 1, and that's 2, and we are going to wind up with 24 stitches at the end of this round, and I will be back as soon as I'm done. All right, I'm finished with my round with round 4, and I got 24 stitches around, and we're going to go on to round 5, and that's going to be 3 single crochets. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 stitches into the next 3, and then we're going to increase on that 4th stitch. So we're going to go ahead and do our 1, 2, fourth one, we're going to go in and increase. So we're going to go in there twice. Got 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. And just continue this all the way around, and you're going to wind up with 30 stitches at the end of that. And then I will meet you for round 6 shortly. Okay, so now here we are at the end of round 5, and I have my 30 stitches, and we're going to move on to round 6 here, which we're going to do 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. So it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on that 5th stitch, that's where we want to go ahead and put our increase at. So we're going to go 2 inside the same stitch. It's 1, back in, and we got 2. Okay, and we want to continue that around 6 times around, and we'll come out with 36 stitches on this round, and I'll meet you back here for round 7. Okay, now I just completed my round 6, and I have 36 stitches around. I'm ready to go on to round 7, and that's going to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on that 6th stitch we are going to increase. So we're going to do 5 of the single crochets, and then we're going to put 2 into 1 stitch, and that's going to be 6 times around, and it'll leave you with 42 stitches. So we'll go on here and start this. Got 1, 2, that's our 5 single, and our 6th one we're going to go ahead and do our increase. 2 into the same stitch. So we got 1 single crochet in there, and now we got 2 in there. Alright, and continue around. You're going to wind up with 42 stitches at the end of this round 7, and then you can go ahead and continue around for round 8 and 9. So the next 2 rounds after this one, we're going to do a single crochet into each stitch around. So when you get to the end of round 9, you're going to have 42 stitches, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so I am back. I got to the end of our round 9, and I have 42 stitches around, and I'm hoping that you all have the same. We're starting to get the little curvature. I did want to show you this too, since I just noticed it. I had a knot in the yarn, and this is another reason that I love the Amigurumis for, because with the knot, they're easy to hide because a lot of times you can get them inside of your what you're working on, your project. And so what I did was I wound up putting it on the top of my stitch the first time around, and then when I came back around the second time, I made sure that it was going to be on the inside, so I just pushed it all over to go towards the inside. So that knot there will never be seen because it'll be on the inside of our sloth. So that's a good, so you don't have to waste your time like cutting the knot out and, you know, carrying the yarn and all of that great good stuff that, you know, makes our life more difficult. Anyway, we've come to the end of this episode and we're going to go on to round 10 in our next video, and that's where we are going to start using the different colors and implementing them into our face. So get ready for that. I am actually so excited right now because I took a break from actually doing any of my crochet because I've been really busy with other things going on, and I do have a blog which is called Crochet Hobby Lot, so you're welcome to take a look at that when you have a chance. And that's filled with all kinds of information for beginners, anyone who wants to learn how to crochet, helpful information on things that you're going to really need to know if you continue down this road and on this path. And I'm actually thinking about probably doing a few tiny little skits of like squares or like granny squares, things that you can, that are more simpler for a beginner to work on, and so you don't have to follow a pattern with me to actually learn how to crochet. So I'm probably going to start implementing them more into my videos, and on Facebook, I mean on YouTube, to help beginners out and help them get a handle and grasp on what they're actually doing. But yes, it is nice to be back on here for a little while and doing what I love. But anyway, please subscribe to my channel, or leave a comment if you have any questions and I can help you out. Or even just to say hi is a wonderful thing. I will make sure to say hi back, and keep on coming back and like my videos, and I appreciate all your support. Thank you, and I will see you next time.